Hi everybody, this is my new studio. So I'm going to quickly go through what we're using here up there. In fact, I'm going to get out my phone so you can actually see what I am talking about. So that there is a Godox 60 by 90 softbox, and that's being run off a Godox SL60W light, which I really recommend. Maybe not so much if you want a really sharp light. My monitor there is a M series LG 4K monitor. What else we got? We've got a Rode Video Mic Go 2, which is on lives on top of the camera. Not using it here. ZVE10 version 1, only because I can't afford the version 2. And there's me, you can see me. Normal short tripod, and you can see I can actually reach out and actually touch this camera. This lens is a Sony 15mm 1.4. They're pretty expensive. Probably the most, would be the most expensive lens I've ever bought. This is a M1 Apple MacBook Pro. This here that we're recording on, this is a Sennheiser MKH416. I don't think it's the right mic for this room, but then again, I was complaining before when I had the Shure SM7B that I didn't get a clear enough voice. So this is really clear. Unfortunately, it picks up all of the room reverb, everything bouncing off these walls. And you see if I get a little bit off, off center, off axis, it's very directional. And so if I miss the direction, my voice goes down. What else we got? We got a Rode PSA boom arm, which I realized a massive fault. See that there? And you can't actually tighten that up. Like, there's no way to tighten that little thing in the middle. It's totally crazy. And that might be what I'm going to talk about today. Oh, and by the way, this is going through a Vocaster 2, which allows me to put two XLR cables into. And of course, that's my headphones running out onto these. I don't actually recommend these headphones. I think they're the, I'll just have a look. These headphones something like the WX1000 version 4 or something like that. I don't actually recommend these. I don't recommend these for monitoring. The, what is it, MDR something or other, 7503, something like that. The really old style that they've had out for years, far easier on your ears. These here, great for everything else though, just not for monitoring your sound. So that's basically my whole setup. And of course you can see I've got a new background here just to let you in on the inside. So over this side we've got a lamp which I haven't got turned on, so hold on, I'll turn it on. Ta-da! So now we got a little more light on the thing. That there is a fantastic birthday present I got from someone. And I told them that I'd put it in a shot. That is my original Rothko. And over here, I got a free panel. I got a few of these. They're not full length ones that I've stuck up there, and I really like the look of that. Not everybody likes the look, but I like the look of that. So what I wanted to talk to you about today is reviewers. So in the past few days, I've gone through a few things, and I think that reviewers miss really obvious things, and maybe because they're too intelligent and they know far more than the average amateur. But what I find is that reviewers do tend to overlook some really obvious things. Not all the time, but they do sometimes. So one of the things with my ZV-E10, did they miss anything on there? Not really. I've had no issues with this camera at all. But you're always wondering about, wouldn't it be nice if you had 10-bit and could color grade it? And that's where you change all the colors and everything so that it looks really smooth, or at least I think it looks really smooth. Have you noticed that some YouTubers have a really smooth look? And I know they're younger than me, but they have a really smooth look, and yet it's still crisp. And I think that's color grading. But until I actually get another camera that's got 10-bit color, this has got 8-bit color, and it basically means that you've got massively more colors, and you still got the same number of pixels, but you got massively more colors. And it means that when you color grade it, when you just tweak the color a little bit, that it doesn't kind of fall into almost like pixelated colors. They say it can break up or something when you color grade it. The whole thing is that I think that you can kind of fine-tune the gradients between one color and another color more with 10-bit color to give you a smoother, possibly more colorful look. And I'm an amateur. I could be completely wrong. But another thing, so we've got up there the Rode Video Mic Go 2. Now, if you use that, as I've seen people use that online, I can't get good sound out of it at all. But if I put it close and I use it kind of like a dynamic mic, I get really good sound. It does pick up plosives, but if I were to do it here, like an arm's length away, and record through there, the sound would be just completely different, like unbelievably different. And probably with this mic as well. Now, they say that this mic is good outside. This is a shotgun mic. So let's just see, if I put it up, what kind of sound I'm going to get. If I get sound, I will. So I'm going to put that, level with the Rode Video Mic Go 2. Now, how does that sound? Now, that's probably crap as well. And yet you see a lot of these other videos and they got it boomed out overhead. They got it boomed out overhead. And what I'm finding with my Shure SM7B, the one that I sold, is I could have it basically anywhere and I still got pretty good sound. A lot of people were saying, oh, you got to have it really close and so on and so forth. I didn't find that. I could have it anywhere. This here, this is the reason I've got headphones on, is you can move it around and it sounds pretty good, but there's still a little bit of room echo. And it's just a case of finding out, well, where does it feel right? And I've got the room boom arm, but it doesn't allow me to get too far out. Now that there sounds okay in my headphones, but what does it look like there? I don't know. You know, is that distracting? I did do a video the other day when I was practicing, and I had it like right there, so it's very intimate. But one of the weird things they talk about is rejection, side rejection. Yet if I talk on the side here, like I'm talking into the side of this, side of this microphone, and I think this is some of the best sound, at least some of the best sound coming through my headphones, although a tad muffled, but I can keep on going, and you've lost me here. Okay, so you lost me here, gain, and then out here, and you'll see that the tone of the voice changes. So I've learnt so much playing around with this thing, but then you get a different sound as well. Wait for this. If you put it down there, and that is only about that far away from my mouth, but you see it's not on my mouth properly, and that maybe is a little bit better. But if I put it in here, you get a different sound. And I was actually thinking I could put it in there and people would have no idea that that's actually, just making sure, that's actually beyond my chin. So I don't know if you can actually see there. This is beyond my chin. Kind of changes a little bit there, but when I move it around here, and apparently the difference there is the directionality, because now it's pointing over there and it's just missing me, whereas here my body is actually shielding it from some of the reverb. Audiophiles out there will say, oh, Rob doesn't know how to use his microphone, and you would be right. You would be right, but I'm a good amateur and I love having a playground, and it is really interesting having a playground just to see. But you see, I keep on fiddling, and because that thing, you can't tighten it up. You turn it around and you're kind of hoping that you're not going to knock it. I can even hear slight changes of tone already. Good grief. Anyway, we'll put that. How's that? How is that? I should never have done this video. Once you start playing around with video and audio, and just keep on going till the cows come home. But yeah, okay, right. So what else we got? Yeah, so this PSA arm, this is pretty good. It's got the cable management. Whoops. That's about to go flat, as it would. You really need a checklist if you're going to do a video, because whatever can go wrong will go wrong. But the arm itself has got cable management, which I like. The older arm, the PSA1. This is the PSA1 Plus. The older arm didn't have any cable management, so you weren't too sure whether you wrapped the cable around the arm or through the arm or anything like that. Got a little bit confusing. So that's that. The Vocaster 2. Now, I did order a Rodecaster Pro 2. I had the Rodecaster Pro 1 a while ago. And you see I'm fidgeting with this because you just hear your sound subtly change. Anyway, got to get used to that. I ordered it and they took my money, but they didn't have one, even though it had 3 units in stock. Well, apparently they didn't have one and they don't know when they're going to get one. I find that quite bizarre because I went on several other channels and a lot of tech gear in New Zealand anyway, they don't have it. They're out of order, and you think surely you'd have one. You know, surely you'd have one. And it's not like they sell every day either, so you'd assume, when did they sell the last one? Probably not yesterday, probably a week or a month ago. But this Vocaster 2, this is only $199 New Zealand, and apparently they used to be $299 or $349, something like that US, and then overnight they dropped the prices. So anyway, I bought this and it sounds pretty good, and I've actually got the radio processing on. So I'll just take the processing off and I'll keep talking as I do it. So this is with the processing on, and this is with the processing off. Processing off, processing on. And you just see your voice come to live a little bit more. So that's all I want to do. By the way, my video that my whole life has changed. I feel a little bit guilty. That was about 2 weeks ago, but I've kind of gotten back on the horse. Like I'd only just got on the horse and I fell off the horse, but I'm back on the horse now. It's 2 weeks later, and looking forward to getting a lot of work done, eating a little bit better, maybe a little bit less. Now, I just left one thing out that I wanted to tack on the bottom of that video, and that is, I was talking about reviewers. On the Vocaster, one of the things is that if I stick these headphones into the host input jack, which you have to do with one of those larger connections, you can't stick a 3.5 mil in there, and that's perfectly fine. But one of the things that I find is that when I've set my gain on the big knob, and then I set my headphone monitor volume, which is on the smaller knob, that I have it at about 2 o'clock. So it starts at 6 and you wind it round to 2 o'clock. I can possibly show you here. I will show you. Hopefully it won't go flat. But that's where I've got that knob. And you can see the little mark on it. When it's off, it's right down to there. Well, you can't see it, but it is down to there. And to have a good sound on my headphones, it's about 2 o'clock. But when I go to play this back, I need to turn that knob right down to about there. Otherwise, it blows my ears out. So, is there a workaround for that? Is there a design flaw? I'm not too sure what you'd call that, but I've never heard that on any of the reviews. And it is one of those little things that you think, how come your gain is right and your volume's right, but when you're playing it back? So I can't work out. Maybe that's just my end. Maybe, in fact, the more I think about that, that probably is my mistake. But I just hadn't noticed it on anything else. And why would I have not noticed that? Because when I was on the Rodecaster, you'd set your gain. It's not your gain, is it? You'd set your gain somewhere else, but your Unity, your slider. Yeah, it's probably because on a Rodecaster Pro, you got the slider. I can't even think how this works now, but you got the slider, but then you got the headphone volume, and they're separate dials. Whereas I'm confusing myself, but it's not like it was on the Rodecaster Pro. That's all I'm going to say. But of course, it's only $199 and not $1,200 unless it's on special. And exercising a lot more. So until next time, peace out. Bye for now.